I've been reviewing your work. Quite frankly, it stinks.
Well, I've been having trouble at home, and, I'll work harder, nights, weekends, whatever it takes.
No, I don't think that's going to do it. These reports you handed in, it's almost as if you have no business training at all. I don't know what this is supposed to be.
Well, I'm just trying to get ahead.
Well, I'm sorry. There's just no way that we could keep you on.
But I don't even really work here.
That's what makes this so difficult.
So this is, The Senpai, a Seinfeld visual novel. It combines two things I love, Seinfeld and really bad anime references. So I thought I'd share this with you guys. Jerry's apartment. George sits plaintively on the couch, watching television. A report is on about a recent fatal accident. Terrible. What a way to go. Hope that never happens to me. Jerry is in the kitchen, investigating a carton of milk. Riff on milk. Why do they put the sell-by date on here? Why do I need to know when the milk can't be sold anymore? All I want to know is when I'm not supposed to drink it. Man got crushed, Jerry. Mashed. Worst way to die. Maybe he deserved it. What was this guy doing that he got crushed? Maybe he should have been crushed. Just think about it, Jerry. Crushed to death. George pauses for a moment as he looks contemplatively at Jerry. If you had to get crushed, what would you get crushed by? Giant robot. Probably some kind of giant robot. That'd be interesting, at least. I think I'd choose a ton of food. A mountain of pies, you know? An avalanche of pudding. That kind of thing. Sounds nice. This is between you and me. An uncomfortable silence looms over Jerry's apartment as George and Jerry consider being crushed. Anyway, so I'm having a kind of a problem at school. George having a problem at school? Well, now I've heard it all. Well, it's not school so much as it is someone at school. It's my senpai, Jerry. Senpai? What do you mean, senpai? You know, Jerry. My senpai. My superior. He won't notice me, Jerry. Is he seeing you? I've tried everything, Jerry. I've tried getting better grades. I've been going to cleaning duty. I don't even fall asleep in class anymore. Nothing. He won't even look at me. If I don't get Senpai's approval, I'm through with this school, Jerry. Through! What do you do when Senpai won't notice you, Jerry? Let's give him some advice. The first step is to stop caring whether or not Senpai notices you. In my experience, Senpais can't resist and live kohai. Kramer suddenly bursts through Jerry's door. Whoa. Something happened? What's going on, fellas? Has no one taught you how to knock yet? Senpai won't notice me, Kramer. No matter how hard I try, it's maddening. Maddening! Senpais, huh? Oh boy, don't get me started on senpais. So hey, listen, I found this old abandoned warehouse downtown, and I've been digging through all sorts of crazy stuff. You guys should come by sometime. You never know what you might find. pretend to care. Sure thing, Kramer. Abandoned warehouse. Sounds, real good. You don't know what you're missing out on. There's some amazing junk in there. Where's Elaine? I want to get her in on this. She got a note in her shoe locker this morning from Suzuki-san. Ooh, the old locker note. Spicy. Hey, remember Suzuki-san, Jerry? Small fingers guy? Suzuki. You mean, small fingers Suzuki? Small fingers? Oh yeah, Toshio. Love that guy. He and Elaine are neighbors from way back. Small fingers, though. Huh. Now that I think about it, he does have small fingers. You know, I never realized that. Oh yeah, tiny. Can't bowl. Can't palm a basketball. Nothing. Small fingers. Well, I think he's gonna confess to Elaine. Riff on confessing. Why is confessing always such an affair? It's like, I already got the note. I know what's gonna happen. It's basically already done. Just give me a phone call. Behind the school. Elaine is standing alone in a clearing behind the school. She's tapping her foot impatiently and looking at her watch. What did Toshio ask me out here for? I'm gonna miss spin class. If he thinks I'm gonna wait around for him all day, he's got another thing coming. Toshio meekly approaches Elaine from behind a tree. Sorry I'm late, Elaine. This better be important. You got a lot of nerve making me stand out here all day. You've been acting real funny lately, Toshio. Elaine, I have something I have to tell you. Oh, brother. I like you, Elaine. I want to be more than just childhood friends. I even went here instead of Metropolitan Academy so that we could be together. I'm gonna have to shut you down. I'm gonna have to give that a pass, Toshio. Are you saying that you don't like me back? Even after all these years as my childhood friend? Dejected, Toshio buries his face in his hands. Why don't you want to go out with me? I thought we were destined for each other. The small fingers. You got small fingers, Toshio. It doesn't do it for me. Totally honest. Small. You know, Elaine, somehow, I knew this would happen. I knew you were tsundere. Toshio storms off in a huff. Tears stream out of his eyes. Tsundere? Tsundere? Class 2A. It's lunchtime. George and Jerry sit in opposing desks, eating lunch together. I can't believe this. My mom packed me tuna fish again. I asked her not to pack me tuna fish. What do you got? Your mom still makes your lunch? Not for long, she doesn't. Not after this. Oh, big man George is gonna start making his own lunch. That's right, Jerry. I'll never have tuna fish for lunch again. I eat lunch on my own terms. George and Jerry eat in silence. Senpai walks through the Class 2A door, speaking with another of George and Jerry's classmates. Jerry, it's Senpai. Now's my chance. I'll get that Senpai's attention. This ought to be good. George carefully approaches Senpai. Hey, Senpai. Senpai does not turn to look at George. Oh, hey, Senpai. Did you, happen to see my midterm grade, Senpai? Your score was way up there, huh? Wow. Quite a feat. Real impressive. George looks in panic to Jerry, who shrugs. Yep. Real good score. Very, studious. George gives up and returns, defeated. Seems like Senpai didn't notice you. This is eerily similar to an episode of Seinfeld. The writing is spot on. Abandoned warehouse. Kramer and Newman fumble through the darkened warehouse. It's pitch black inside and Newman is shaking in fear. You fool, Kramer! You told me there'd be great stuff in here. Just be patient, Newman. I'm sure once we find the lights, we'll be up to our elbows in treasure. Kramer and Newman forge ahead through the darkness. Distant, indistinct sounds echo through the room. Oh, what was that? Let's turn back, Kramer. Don't be a coward, Newman. Are you really gonna turn your back on all of this? Kramer gestures to the dark emptiness. Yes! I'm out of here! My heart just can't take anymore. Newman scurries away, shivering and afraid. Fine then, run! All the more riches for me. Just gotta find a light switch. Kramer gropes in the dark. There, in the darkness. He palms something that feels vaguely like a breaker. Bingo, baby. The light switch flips with an almost deafening boom. The room was illuminated. Giddy up. Oh dear. The cafe. Monk's Cafe. Jerry and Elaine sit across from each other at Monk's Cafe. Elaine is visibly dismayed. He called you Tsundere? Tsundere! And I don't know what that even means. But it offended you. It's offensive! What does it mean anyway? Struggle to explain Tsundere. You know, it's like you like someone, but you show it by acting like you hate them. Elaine chews this information over. So Toshio thinks I like him because I act like I don't like him. Exactly. How does that make sense? I don't know. I'm not Tsundere. Huh. George rushes through the front door of the cafe, visibly upset. Hey, George. Hey, you guys. There's a pause. George stands by the table, clearly distracted. Something wrong? It's nothing. George sits. George is upset about a senpai, Elaine. Oh, senpai, huh? You know, I stopped worrying about that senpai stuff a long time ago. I mean, senpais, kuhais, who cares? George's smile barely conceals his smoldering rage. I guess you're right, Elaine. Who cares? Exactly. What's going on with you, anyway? I hear you're Tsundere now? Who told you that? I knew this would happen. Toshio's telling everyone at school that I'm Tsundere. You know, Elaine. Yeah. I don't really worry about that stuff anymore. I mean, Tsundere, yandere, who cares, right? Kramer bursts through the cafe doors. He's covered in grease, wild-eyed and ecstatic. George, Elaine, and Jerry look at him silently for a moment. So what'd you discover in that warehouse, Kramer? Big old can of oil? No, Jerry, even better. I scored big time down at the warehouse. Elaine looks to Jerry for explanation. Kramer lives at a warehouse now. Kramer flops into his seat at the table, dirtying the cushion with his grimy jumpsuit. Elaine recoils, disgusted. So there I was. Jerry rolls his eyes. Exploring the darkened warehouse, fearing nothing, mystery at every turn. When all of a sudden, I had a feeling. What'd you find, Kramer? I could sense something unbelievable. It was calling my name. Kramer. Kramer. Just get to it. So, I find the light switch and turn it on. And when you know it, Kramer smacks the table loudly, distracting other cafe patrons. Giant robot. Giant robot? You bet your bottom dollar, Georgie boy. 100 feet tall. Giant robot? I'm telling you guys, this thing could really do some damage. Could level the whole city. Just as soon as I get it running again. Then, let's say we show it off at the school festival. Oh yeah, that's coming up, huh? We'll be the main attraction, the coolest kids in school. Wait, this thing has room for 3? Yeah, 3 pilots. Riff on multi-pilot mech. What's up with these mechs that use more than 1 pilot? I mean, you don't need 3 people to drive a car. It would be chaos. Traffic's already bad enough. Calligraphy Club. Jerry's putting the finishing touches on a series of slapdash illegible kanji. Pretty good, I think I'm really getting the hang of this. Senpai approaches Jerry from behind, admiring Jerry's latest piece. Wow, Seinfeld-kun, your line work is excellent. Thanks, Senpai. You know, Seinfeld-kun, I love your jokes. Tell me one. It doesn't really work that way, Senpai. Ha! You always know how to make me laugh. Gotta talk to Senpai about George. Oh, and he noticed George. Bring up subtly. Hey, so, Senpai, saw your midterm grade. Pretty good. Thanks. I don't mean to brag, but I do study very hard. Looks like old George is trying to catch up with you. He's been studying pretty hard, too. Senpai grimaces at the mention of George's name. I know he's your friend, but please don't talk to me about that Costanza. That guy really gets on my nerves. Oh, so you've noticed him. I'll tell you what I've noticed about Costanza. He's a pervert. He makes a mockery of our school values. Sounds like George has been busy. Do you remember the Hot Springs trip, Seinfeld? Nice place. I really enjoyed myself. Well, and it disgusts me to even think about it, but when we were at the Hot Springs, I caught Costanza peeping into the girls' bath. Faint shock. No. George? I think you might have the wrong guy, Senpai. Nobody else in this school resembles Costanza. You got a point. The bell rings, signaling the end of club activities. Just who does that guy think he is, anyway? I'm not sure even he knows. Behind the school. Toshio stands alone in the clearing behind the school. He waits smirking with his arms folded across his chest. Elaine strides seriously toward Toshio with her fists clenched. Hey, Toshio. Say, do you have any plans for the school festival? I want to go, but I don't want to be the only person alone, you know? Oh, hey, Venice-chan, I didn't expect that note in my shoe locker was from you. although I can't say I'm surprised. Toshio, you idiot! I'm doing you a real favor here. You should be thrilled to go with me. Toshio grins smugly. Well, I suppose I have no choice then. Yep. And hey, now, we can put this whole tsundere thing to rest, huh? Oh yeah, of course, you're not tsundere. You're not tsundere at all. Exactly. I mean, it's not like I like you or anything. Oh no. George and Jerry relax at Jerry's apartment. Jerry stands in the kitchen picking up and putting down different boxes. George sits in a chair reading a paper. He looks up to speak to Jerry. Excited for the festival? Riff on festival. What's the deal with the school festival? I have to spend most of my life at school already. Now I have to spend my free time there too? When does it end? Oh, hey. You're in the same culture club as Senpai, right? Did he talk to you? Has he said anything about me? Oh yeah, we talked. You talked? Well, what did he say, Jerry? Jerry stares at George for a beat with a look of disgust. He said a lot. George, let me ask you a question. A question? What is it? What do you think about people who peep? Peepers? Peepers. Horror flashes across George's face. He quickly regroups and feigns indignation. Peepers? Disgusting. The trash of society. Perverts. No act is more foul, Jerry. If I ever met a peeper, oh boy, you want to keep him away from me. You want to keep him there. You want to keep me away from him, Jerry. I see. George relaxes, seeming relieved. Kramer suddenly bursts the door, still oil covered. I did it. How's it going, Kramer? Jerry, I did it. I got that bad boy running again. Bad boy? Got what boy running again? The mech. The giant robot. I got that engine purring like a kid. Oh yeah, forgot about that. So, let's go, guys. Let's take her for a spin. I say we take her down to the school festival, strut our stuff. I'll go, but I want to drive. I want to control the legs. George, you got it, buddy. You get to drive the legs. The legs? You're a legs man now? Think of it, Jerry. Senpai sees me in that mech. He'll have to notice me then. Inside the robot. George, Jerry, and Kramer are all in the pilot's seat, with George controlling the legs of the giant robot. George, you gotta ease up. It's a delicate touch. Will you be quiet? How am I supposed to control this if you keep backseat piloting me? I'm just saying, if you're too rough with her, you're gonna get burned. Burned. Wait till Senpai sees me controlling a giant robot. Let's see him not notice me then. George, you're already too hard to ignore. George momentarily loses control of the robot and scrambles to regain composure. Elaine stands with Toshio at the periphery of the school festival. Where do you want to go first, Benes-chan? Elaine stops as she hears the robot approaching from afar. She peers into the distance. Shh, shh, Toshio, be quiet. Giant robot? Is that Elaine? She didn't like Toshio. She doesn't. So why is she at the festival with him? To prove she doesn't. That doesn't make any sense. Eh. We'll be there any minute. Oh. George returns to his control station, frantically grasping levers and pushing buttons. You're piloting like a maniac, George. I know what I'm doing, Kramer. I've heard that one before. George haphazardly wrenches a lever out of the control panel. What was that? Nothing. Everything's fine. Doing great, George. Senpai appears on the robot's view screen, entering the school festival. I wonder if Seinfeld-kun is around. I love to hear him riff on school festivals. What did he just say? George turns to Jerry with an accusatory look on his face. Okay, Jerry, illuminate me. Why did Senpai notice you? I thought you were on my side. I've never felt so wronged. The shame. The utter shame, Jerry. Riff on school festivals. What's the deal with school festivals anyway? You stop that right now. Not another word. George, we're right toward your senpai. We've got to change course. George wrestles with the controls in futility. The robot will not budge. He's got to move. Senpai's got to get out of the way. George pulls a bullhorn out of the control panel. Senpai, it's me, your friend George. You've got to move out of the way. Costanza, I'll never listen to that fool. He's not moving an inch. It's like he doesn't even notice you, George. Senpai, please! You have to move! Jerry covers George's eyes with his hand. Looks like Senpai will never notice you now, George. Jerry, George, and Kramer wince in anticipation. Oh!
Hey, baby, how about a little tongue action, huh?
Yeah, stick your tongue down his throat.
What are we gonna do? Should we just move?
It won't be necessary.
Shut your trunks and stop kicking the seats! We're trying to watch the movie! And if I have to tell you again, we're gonna take it outside and I'm gonna show you what it's like! You understand me?
Now shut your mouths or I'll shut them for you. And if you think I'm kidding, just try me. Try me. Because I would love it!